Welcome to tonight's top news stories from around the world. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Let's get started with the headlines making waves right now. Harvard takes legal action against Trump's ban on international students. President Trump warned Apple of 25% tariff on foreign-made iPhones. President Trump's ICE ends court cases to fast-track migrant deportations. US and Iran resumed nuclear talks as both sides hold firm on key demands. Governor Hochul confirms a record-breaking ridership for LIRR and Metro North on May 20. Kardashian robbery trial ends, a verdict awaited. Kim Kardashian graduated law school after 6 years, honoring her father's legacy. Belgium's future Queen Elizabeth's Harvard studies at risk after Trump administration ban on foreign students. China promises to protect students after Trump bans foreign enrollment at Harvard. Netanyahu faces slander claims after criticizing Western leaders on Gaza blockade. Thai court ordered former PM Yingluck Shinawatra to pay $300 million for rice subsidy scheme. And Neymar returned from injury, but Santos faces uncertain future after Copa do Brasil exit. You were listening to Headlines, now news in detail. Harvard University filed its second lawsuit against President Trump's administration, saying the sweeping ban that stopped the school from enrolling foreign students broke the First Amendment and punished Harvard for resisting political orders. The complaint lodged in Boston stated the rule had already cut 7,000 visa holders from its rolls and tried to erase a quarter of its student body. Harvard now enrolls about 6,800 international students from more than 100 countries, most in graduate programs. The school is preparing to ask the court for an immediate restraining order that will block Homeland Security from enforcing the ban. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is presently demanding full records on overseas students and has warned other universities that the same action can reach them. Harvard predicts the policy will soon weaken research, shrink sports teams, where 21% of athletes came from abroad in 2024-25, and damage America's future global image. Beijing already said the measure harmed United States standing. If the court rules in Harvard's favor, the university will keep welcoming its international community and President Trump will need a new strategy. President Trump warned that Apple may face a 25% tariff if it continues making iPhones outside the US. He posted on Truth Social that he told Apple CEO Tim Cook earlier he expects all iPhones sold in the US to be built in America, not in India or other countries. Trump said Apple must pay the tariff if it doesn't follow this rule. He also threatened a 50% tariff on goods from the European Union starting June 1st, saying talks with the EU were going nowhere. Trump added that no tariffs would apply to products made in the US. Earlier in April, Trump announced broad tariffs but later gave tech items like iPhones a short-term break. However, Apple still expects to lose about $900 million this quarter. Apple shares fell 2.6% as markets declined. Apple is now shifting more iPhone production to India. Over half of the iPhones for the US market are already made there. Apple plans to boost that to 65% by fall. Still, experts say building iPhones in the US could raise prices up to $3,500, calling the idea unrealistic. President Trump ordered ICE to end immigration court cases, so agents arrested migrants and rushed them into expedited removal deportations. Officials said the operation began this week and produced arrests outside courthouses in Seattle, Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, and Miami. ICE prosecutors asked judges to terminate hearings. Then officers seized people moments later. The agency said the shortcut was legal because many migrants lacked documents or could not show they had lived in the United States more than 2 years. Rules President Biden now allow expedited removal anywhere in the country. Lawyers said Cuban clients were detained in Phoenix minutes after their case was dropped, and families kept calling for help. They now warn migrants to keep court dates, but to bring counsel who will stay beside them every moment. Homeland Security said it was fixing Biden-era leniency and vowed more arrests will follow, making the largest deportation drive in history bigger. The US and Iran resumed nuclear talks in Rome amid strong disagreements over uranium enrichment. President Donald Trump aimed to stop Iran from building a nuclear weapon, while Iran pushed to lift harsh US sanctions, hurting its oil economy. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi met Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff for the fifth round of talks, using Oman as a mediator. While Iran called the talks indirect, US officials confirmed they were both direct and indirect. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei warned that the talks might fail, rejecting US demands as outrageous. Trump's team said the discussions are moving forward, but US Secretary of State Marco Rubio admitted reaching a deal would be tough. Tehran refused to send enriched uranium abroad or discuss its missile program. Araghchi warned the US would be blamed if Israel attacked Iran's nuclear sites. If talks collapse, no clear backup plan exists, Iranian sources said. More negotiations are expected soon. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Governor Kathy Hochul announced that on May 20, 2025, the Long Island Railroad and Metro North Railroad together carried a record 540,688 riders. LIRR served 285,050 passengers, setting a new post-pandemic record, while Metro North carried 255,638, also a new high. Governor Hochul said this shows New Yorkers trust these railroads for reliable daily travel. MTA Chair Janno Lieber praised the workers for helping boost regional recovery. The LIRR beat its previous record from November 27, 2024, and Metro North topped its earlier mark from October 29, 2024. The highest weekday averages in history were set in 2019. Both railroads now have strong on-time performance, with Metro North above 98% and LIRR close behind at 97%. Ridership in March 2025 also rose sharply compared to March 2024. Leaders said the growing numbers show service is safe and reliable. LIRR and Metro North are now expected to keep growing as more riders return to public transit. 10 suspects from the 2016 Paris jewelry heist that shocked Kim Kardashian finished their trial and the jury returned to decide a verdict. Leader Umar, now deaf and largely mute, sent a note saying 1,000 apologies. Prosecutors asked for 10-year jail terms for him. Eunice Abbas, lookout Didier, 70 years old, and gunman Mark Alexander. Abbas again told the court he was sorry. Kadich's son Harmini, accused driver, could serve 8 years. Bar manager Florence Hiroi and waiter Gary Matter risk 7 years for passing tips. Christian Glotin, called the gang's secretary, may face 6 years. Accomplice Francois Delaporte could get 4 years, partly suspended, while Mark Boyer may pay a $23,000 fine over a weapon. Kardashian had earlier described fearing she would be killed as thieves stole $10 million in jewels. The jury is deliberating now and will announce its decision soon, closing a long saga. Kim Kardashian has officially graduated from law school, completing the 4-year law office study program after 6 years of hard work. She shared the happy news with fans through Instagram stories posted showing videos of a family-filled backyard ceremony. 44-year-old reality star and Skims founder followed in the footsteps of her late father, Robert Kardashian Sr., who was known for defending O.J. Simpson. Her mentor, Van Jones, spoke at the celebration praising Kim's work in criminal justice. Kim began her legal journey years ago, and in 2021 she passed California's first-year law students exam known as the Baby Bar. She became a strong voice for criminal justice reform during President Trump's first term. In 2018, her efforts helped win clemency for Alice Mary Johnson. At her graduation party, her son Sam dressed as a lawyer. Sisters Khloe and Kourtney and Ivanka Trump celebrated her big day. Ivanka wrote, "Congratulations, Kim, you did it." Now it's time for global updates. Belgium's future queen, Princess Elizabeth, may face trouble continuing her studies at Harvard after the Trump administration moved to ban international students from enrolling. She is currently studying public policy at Harvard for her master's degree after earning her undergraduate degree in history and politics at Oxford. The Belgian royal palace said the full impact of the decision was still unclear. "We are investigating the situation," said spokesperson Laurie Van Doorn. Communication director Javier Bird added that things might change in the coming days. Harvard responded by suing the Trump administration, calling the ban unconstitutional. University President Alan Gerber said it was unlawful and unwarranted, warning it threatened the futures of many students and harmed America's academic reputation. This conflict followed Harvard's refusal to meet demands from the Trump administration's task force to combat anti-Semitism, which included limits on who the university could hire and admit. 1/4 of Harvard's students are international. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. China said the Trump administration's move to ban international students from Harvard will damage America's global reputation. The Chinese government warned this action would hurt U.S. education ties and harm its own image. Trump's policy affected over 1,200 Chinese students at Harvard, part of the 6,703 total international students in 2024. China's foreign ministry said it opposes using education as a political tool and promised to protect its students abroad. Chinese state TV asked if the US could remain a top choice for students. Some joked online about Harvard moving to China's city Harbin. Harvard sued the government, calling the action unlawful and harmful to over 7,000 visa holders. The school plans to block the policy in court. U.S. officials accused Harvard of promoting anti-Semitism and working with the Chinese government. The Hong Kong University of Science and Technology offered support to affected students. This issue added new tension to U.S.-China relations. Benjamin Netanyahu faced accusations of slander after he said the leaders of France, Canada, and the UK supported Hamas by urging him to end the Gaza blockade. He claimed these leaders were encouraging anti-Semitism and abandoning Israel during its fight for survival. Netanyahu blamed the French President Emmanuel Macron, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer for siding with mass murderers and said their actions encouraged Hamas to keep fighting. Israel's foreign minister linked recent attacks on Israeli embassy staff in Washington to Western criticism. France's foreign minister called Netanyahu's claims absurd and slanderous. Britain's armed forces minister called for a ceasefire and aid to reach Palestinians quickly. Germany criticized the slow aid flow into Gaza. The UAE pushed to send 100 aid trucks into Gaza despite the Jewish Sabbath, with support from President Donald Trump. UN Chief Antonio Guterres said Palestinians were suffering greatly and called for more aid to enter Gaza without delay. A top Thai court ruled that former Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra must pay over $300 million in compensation for a controversial rice subsidy scheme during her time in office. The Supreme Administrative Court overturned a lower court decision that had cancelled a finance ministry order for Yingluck to pay damages. The court said Yingluck failed to act after anti-corruption warnings about corruption in the rice scheme. The court found her negligent, causing losses to the finance ministry, and ordered her to pay $10.028 billion, but Yingluck's lawyers said they would consider asking for a new hearing. Yingluck was ousted in a 2014 military coup and sentenced in absentia in 2017 to 5 years in jail for criminal negligence related to the scandal. She fled Thailand before serving her sentence and has lived in exile since then. She said the payment demand was too high and promised to keep fighting for justice. Let's have a look on today's sports story. Neymar came back to play after more than a month out with a thigh injury, but he could not stop Santos from being knocked out of the Copa do Brasil. Santos lost 5-4 in a penalty shootout to CRB after drawing both legs of their third-round tie. The 33-year-old forward, who returned to his boyhood club Santos after playing for Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal, has struggled with injuries this year. Last month, he left the pitch in tears after suffering his second serious injury in 2025. Neymar's contract with Santos runs until June 30, but when asked about extending his stay, he said, "I don't know yet." Santos is currently near the bottom of the league, having lost 6 of their first 9 matches in the 2025 season. The future of Neymar at Santos remains uncertain as the club struggles. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events, Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 19,564.71. The NYSE Composite is decreased by 43.10 points or 0.22%. Tokyo stock close price is 37,160.47. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 174.60 points or 0.47%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,348.37. The Shanghai index is decreased by 31.82 points or 0.94%. Hong Kong stock close price is 23,601.26. The Hang Seng index is increased by 56.95 points or 0.24%. Bombay stock close price is 81,721.08. The Sensex index is increased by 769.09 points or 0.95%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Harvard takes legal action against Trump's ban on international students. President Trump warned Apple of 25% tariff on foreign-made iPhones. President Trump's ICE ends court cases to fast-track migrant deportations. US and Iran resumed nuclear talks as both sides hold firm on key demands. Governor Hochul confirms record-breaking ridership for LIRR and Metro North on May 20. Kardashian robbery trial ends, a verdict awaited. Kim Kardashian graduated law school after 6 years, honoring her father's legacy. Belgium's future Queen Elizabeth's Harvard studies at risk after Trump administration ban on foreign students. China promises to protect students after Trump bans foreign enrollment at Harvard. Netanyahu faces slander claims after criticizing Western leaders on Gaza blockade. Thai court ordered former PM Yingluck Shinawatra to pay $300 million for rice subsidy scheme. And Neymar returned from injury, but Santos faces uncertain future after Copa do Brasil exit. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all smart TVs and Roku TV, Amazon TV, Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BT Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.